Well, efficiency is such an important part of running these companies, and,
Mm.
and I want this fully loaded pay rate. I'm seeing this peak, and we'll bring it up on the screen
Hmm.
later on in that. But the this efficiency, you said we might be a few points cheaper than a contractor. But and the efficiency side of my mind goes, okay, but if you're slotting the right people in for the right job at the right time, you
Hmm.
must have an efficiency in personnel. So at the end of the job, if you had the right people working the right job at the right rates, there's a good chance you should be get it done faster, which is
Yep.
obviously going to cost less, plus more efficient, less fixing time, all that. So do you make the argument? Um, Maybe I should be a sales
I
rep.
I tried to make
Yeah.
the
Do
argument.
you? But you're trying to make the argument that you're at the end of this project, you could actually save them. I mean, it could be
Substantial
a
amount.
huge amount of money on a skyscraper.
Yeah. Internally with tradesmen, like we've been at it for 27 years now.
Yeah.
So there's every kind of, if you can imagine, spreadsheet for every kind of scenario known to man. And that is our job, is to come out and visit with, the owners of these companies and just say, you don't need to use our service. But, you know, if you have 5 minutes, I can show you how to save some money maybe
Yeah.
and take more profit. I don't know if you're interested in that.
Yeah. And that's the consulting side. You said
Yeah.
that's where that. So and then I want to clarify the business model too,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're okay, so someone's coming in, they're a carpenter, they're $30 an hour, but we've crunched numbers here. We know that a $30 an hour employee is not 30; it is 50, and that's being if you got office space in that, it's a lot more than that. But it's $50 an hour, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the business model for tradesmen in that? Is that worked into that $50, or is it how does it even?
The answer to that question is it is worked into it, whereas it doesn't always work this way. Where I get a call and you can kind of sense it in their voice where they're in a jam,
Right.
right? I already know we're they need some help. So um, I will like we're there to help, obviously, but once we get into if we're able to have a meeting with some of the owners of the companies, what we like to do is ask about what projects do you have on the books for 6 to 12 months from now. This is where I need to live as the GM. Is
Mm,
I need to be talking about, okay, we think that the marketplace is going to change next year. We think that there's not going to be enough guys. When are you doing this project? Oh, August, when everybody else is doing a project. Is there going to be any guys around? I'll have guys around.
yeah.
They'll be working, but I can flex them in and out of your job to accommodate your different scopes of work.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. It's really
Use
amazing
our
to me.
manpower.
Yeah, because I just remember these construction sites that I've been on, and I never clued in that was even an option. It never even
Mhm.
crossed my mind that was an option.
Well, you see it more and more, especially here in the Lower Mainland,
Yeah. Yeah.
more than anywhere else in Canada. I would
Yeah.
say right now.
So are they just paying? So a big employer though, they're not paying you. It's not like a monthly fee for a membership. They're only paying you a percentage of what they're paying their employee. Is that right?
That's another great question. So how our service works is you only pay for what you use.
Right.
So there's no fee or anything like that. So let's pretend you got the $30 an hour guy. He's going out at $50. And so what does that look like? Well, he worked Monday to Friday, 40 hours. He has a time card. Their superintendent on site
Hmm.
will sign off and verify his hours.
Right.
I cannot generate an invoice without them signing off or giving permission or acknowledging verifying those hours to us. So the following week we're paying them, and we're remitting an invoice with the time card attached. So there's really no discrepancies, and then you put GST on there,
Right.
so you see exactly everything in one shot. Tradesman is trying to incorporate a virtual time card, whereas the they don't even have to do a signature anymore. They're basically entering virtually the hours, and there's lockbox deposits, and it's very efficient.
Right. Yeah.
So, there's no way for there to be a discrepancy.
Yeah. So really, so when it comes down to it, it's in a way, if I'm an employer sitting there, and you, of course, these people are busy, the people you're dealing with, so you have to have that time to explain it. But at the end of the day, if they can understand, they're going, okay, it's costing us $50 an hour to hire in a guy that might not be able to slot in. One guy can't slot in for all these tasks.
Right.
You're saying, well, I can slot these people in for you,
Hmm.
and I'm $50 an hour,
Right.
but the right person on the right job.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's a tough one as well. Whereas you're getting into bidding some jobs, and trying to figure out what is your cost of manpower, and how much am I going to bid on this job, and what am I going to win the bid at.
Right.
So you see this in the short term dispatches, let's call it.
Yeah.
Whereas they're like, well, your price is a little bit too expensive. So at that time, I'm like, it's not really my fault that you had to underbid the job. I understand the process because that's how it works. Everybody's trying to, you can put a bid in. Will you get the bid?
Yeah.
So how do you get the bid? Is it money? It's usually about money in one shape or form, right? So I think that, it's a good exercise to be able to get in front of the clients
Yeah.
to help them bid. And I have a lot of tools to be able to do that. I have 2 pieces of software where I can pull permits for anywhere in North America.
Oh, so you're not, so they're that way you're not doing it after the fact. They've already got this bid, and now they're coming to you, and
Yeah.
you're going, well, no, it's $7 an hour more
Mhm.
for 10 guys.
Yeah.
Well, now you're $70
Why are
an
you
hour
bidding
more.
on that
Yeah.
job when everybody else is bidding on the same job? There's many great jobs out there, like projects, I mean. Whereas, like in BC alone, there's probably, last time I searched, there was 450 provincially and federally funded projects with regards to hospitals and schools alone. So you're bidding on the stuff in the Lower Mainland. What about in northern BC or somewhere like that? Well, I don't have any guys there, Dave,
We got the guys.
but
there.
I have guys.
Yeah.
I could help you with those projects. I think you could make great money at. Let me come in and help you bid on those jobs, and help your company turn more profit.
Yeah.
Like, because you don't need all these different guys for this. What's happening now is a lot of the construction companies, maybe shrinking their workforce. Well, then they shrink their bidding,
Right.
and we come in and we're like, you should be bidding more. Use your core group of guys, bid on more work. Let me help you, provide you with the numbers and facts, and let's get that work.
Yeah.
We want to help you get that work.